I'm very thankful to see you today. You're like a mentor for me, like a teacher, a virtual teacher. But for a very long time, I follow you on YouTube.
So good to know that. What do you do when you're based out of?
I'm in Paris right now, and I'm doing cultural mediation in master.
Do you understand Hindi and are you fluent in speaking in Hindi?
I can speak Hindi a little, थोड़ा सा बोलता हूँ, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ हिंदी.
So let's talk in English. That's okay.
In English,
so
okay.
Yeah. Please tell me, what kind of questions do you have, or is there something that you want to discuss?
I have two questions, but I think that the two questions are connected. My question is the first one is about sometimes we feel an emptiness in ourselves, and we try to do things like for me, I must do things to fill that emptiness, and sometimes when I don't do anything, this emptiness, it doesn't get filled. So every time there's this how to fill this void.
It's an excellent question actually, because most of the people don't even comprehend that they are empty within and they have some kind of void within. You are able to see that and feel that, so that's like a big thing in itself. The problem is that we are disconnected from the entire universe, from people around us. We feel lonely, we feel isolated, but usually people avoid it. Avoid talking about it, avoid looking at it, and there are a lot of escapes which are there in today's world, as in this internet and so much of content everywhere. So they just keep themselves engaged or busy in something or the other. That could be work, that could be content, that could be things, no matter where people are living, whether you are in Paris or in India or any part of the globe. People are trying to fill themselves up in different ways. But nobody is successful. It's like a pit without the bottom. That something is falling, but it's falling endlessly. Whatever you put in that pit, it's still empty. That's the harsh reality of life. So now comes the question, is there a way to get out of it? Yes, there is a way. The only way is love and compassion. To feel some kind of a connection with others, that could be people, animals, and this entire universe. To feel one with the whole, deep within. If that happens, then that void disappears, because in reality there is no void within. The center point of that void is this separate self. Is it clear? Like, am I making some sense to you? Or like,
yes. Because I've seen your videos and I can understand, like I can connect with what you're saying. So yes, it's becoming clearer right now. This question is very important for me because sometimes I'm very pressurized. And I want to know,
So now you need to go to the root of this suffering. You need to ask yourself this question again and again, why am I suffering? Because not only you, every human being is suffering. No matter how much they have, no matter what they have achieved, but deep within everybody is suffering. They can run away from it for some time. They can keep themselves busy, keep themselves occupied, but still that emptiness, that void is still there. It's always there. It's kind of looking at them all the time, but we don't look at it, we don't address it. So the way out is to ask this question, why am I suffering? What is the root of suffering? Because the root of your suffering is you. It's not out there, it's not the world, it's you. So now, what is this me who is suffering? Who is this me who is suffering? We need to ask these kind of questions. This I is at the center point of that suffering. Animals don't suffer. They suffer physically, but they never suffer psychologically. You're talking about psychological suffering.
Yes.
If you closely observe an animal, what happens is, the moment they get what they want, that means if they're feeling hungry and they get their food, they are at ease. They just relax, lie down, and they're happy.
Yes.
They're content. But that doesn't happen with us.
No.
We think that, okay, if I get that dream job of mine, and if I get this car or this house or whatever, then I'll be happy. But that happens and still there is something missing.
Yes.
So we need to ask this question, okay, who is discontent? There is somebody who is discontent, no, within.
Yes.
In these humans, and that is there only in humans, not in animals.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is it because animals are connected with this universe, with the nature, and we are disconnected? Is it one of the reasons? What disconnects us from the whole? Am I actually separate from the whole? Are you separate from nature? If I take all the elements of nature out of your body, where are you? What are you? So in reality we are connected, but at the level of our mind, because of the conditioning that we have received, all the beliefs, all the ideas, all those things which are there feeded here, that is making us feel separate, isolated, and that is the root of this void and this emptiness within. And once you are free from the self, and what is the self? It's a bundle of memories, bundle of thoughts, bundle of ideas, bundle of beliefs which are there here stored in the brain. It's your past. If you can be free from your past, because future is imagined through the eyes of the past. Without the past, there is no future. Then you can be free in this moment to look at things as it is, and there is no suffering. There is no suffering in this moment. Just forget about your past and future. Is there any suffering right now?
No.
Not at all. So what is the cause of suffering? The only answer is to question. That is the beginning of intelligence. To question the root of suffering. Not just your suffering, but human suffering. And once you get to the core of that, you don't just get answers for your own suffering. You get the answers for the suffering of the humankind. For all human beings.
You just answered like the first question and the second one. I guess it was connected because I don't have to react to this human suffering. I have to observe, right? And I don't have to do anything. I just have to question.
Doing is not the answer. No matter what you do, where you go, any kind of exercises or rituals or this and that will not solve the problem. This problem is caused by thought. So you need to question the very center point of thought. At the center of which there is this me, I, that is the root of suffering. For example, thought of this door behind you, that is not suffering. Thought of your shirt, your t-shirt, your specs, your hair, that is not suffering. But it's my hair, that is the beginning of suffering. Thought is not suffering, thought is good.
That's true.
Right. You look at a table and there is a thought that it's a table. So you don't have to be thoughtless. You need to have thought in order to operate in this world. You need thought to drive a car. You need thought to go to work and do some work. You need thought in order to complete your master's or your PhD, whatever you're doing. You need thought. So thought is not suffering. But thought related to me, that is the beginning of suffering. And how can we be free from it? Not by doing something. But by questioning this very I. Then once you reach that center point, you don't see that I anywhere. You don't see a real separation. You don't find that I. And that is the beginning of love. Love means to connect, to be one with the whole. Then there is a sense of gratitude within. And out of that gratitude comes this feeling of happiness or bliss or satisfaction. And now that void is not there anywhere. Because I am not separate from the whole. I am the whole. This whole universe is in me. It's not me versus the universe. That's how most people operate.
Yes.
Me versus the world.
Right.
Then I am the world. I am the whole. Then nothing can separate me from you. Whether our attires are different, whether our religions are different, our countries are different, no matter how different we look from each other, but we are one. That is happiness.
To be connected, yes.
Right. To be disconnected, just to sum up the whole thing that I've said, to be disconnected is suffering, and to connect is bliss.